I'm a big fan of Plants vs. Zombies. I completed the entire game, but I felt like I wanted more. There must be more to this game than just the adventure mode and minigames and all that crap. So one day, when I was poking around the game's files, I found out about the Limbo page. The Limbo page is a page of scrapped minigames in Plants vs. Zombies that is accessible only by hacking. Among those minigames is one called the Ice Level. The level doesn't give the player a choice of seed packets, but instead, it starts with seed packets for pea shooter, cherry bomb, walnut, snow pea, chomper, and the repeater. There is no way of obtaining sun, and no zombies are present, so the level is unplayable. Me, being curious about this specific level, I dug deeper in researching it. I read that one PopCap worker made the level in secret. It was something that PopCap would not allow in the release of the game. The complete ice level was eliminated from the game entirely, while an unfinished copy of it remained on the Limbo page of the final game. How did the complete ice level turn out? I wondered. I wanted to see it for myself, but I didn't expect that to be possible. I would have to find a version of PvZ that was never released. To my surprise, I was able to find a download with some patience. I was excited to finally see something from Plants vs. Zombies I had never seen before. Without a moment to waste, I downloaded the game and opened it. Minigames unlock as the play progresses through the main game, so I gave myself a save file with the main game completed to save time. I then looked at the minigames page, and there it was, the Ice Level. It was alongside some other minigames that are in the final version of PvZ. The cover of the minigame was basically zombies in front of a photograph of snow-covered mountains. I started the minigame, and just like in the cover, the background was a photograph of snow-covered mountains. The house looked the same as always, taken straight from the lawn background. It all looked surreal. The seed packets were the same as the unfinished ice level, except the snow pea was missing. Sun fell from the sky so I could use plants, unlike the unfinished ice level. Not only that, but I had 400 sun to begin with. I set up my defense using pea shooters, chompers, and walnuts. However, no zombies came. Is the level still unplayable? I thought. Suddenly, a snowstorm began and covered the ground in snow. I noticed the pea shooters had turned into snow peas and the other plants were tinted blue, as if they had the slowing frozen effect that could only be applied to zombies. This pleased me at first. I thought the level just had an interesting gimmick where pea shooters gained the ice power while the other plants become slow. Soon, I stopped to enjoy the effect of the cold and began to fear it instead. All of the plants except for the snow peas turned dull shades of blue. Chunks of them fell off as I watched in terror. They fell apart until they were gone. Only the snow peas remained, which also had a change in appearance. Cracks ran across their head. Their eyes were black and hollow. Chlorophyll seeped out. I was surprised to see that ice level was something out of a horror game. Despite the fear, I continued because I was very intrigued, and this is not enough to stop someone who plays horror games. Suddenly, a familiar red text appeared on the screen, accompanied by a familiar alarm-like sound. "The zombies are coming." I tried to rebuild my defense, but whenever I tried to plant something, it wouldn't work, and text appeared saying, "You can't plant on deep snow." That's when a single Yeti zombie walked onto the lawn in the middle lane. It didn't turn back like Yetis normally do. It only kept walking towards the house. The snow pea in its lane attempted to defeat it, but failed. The Yeti ate the snow pea and walked into the house. As the Yeti walked into the house, the game over sound played and green text appeared. But instead of "The zombies ate your brains," it read, "Brain not found." I tried the level again, this time using my knowledge of how the level works. I planted only pea shooters and managed to make 4 rows of 3 pea shooters. They went through their transformation to the snow pea, to the horrific snow pea. The Yeti arrived, this time on the top lane. It got past all 3 snow peas in the lane and I was met with the same game over yet again. It was as if the Yeti was invincible. Either that, or it had more health than a regular Gargantuar. I attempted to come up with a strategy. Unfortunately, I couldn't think of anything that would work because there isn't much I could do with pea shooters alone, and no other plant survives until the Yeti arrives. I got a different idea, however. I hadn't checked the almanac and I wondered if anything was different there. I looked at the plant section of the almanac. At the very end was the nightmarish snow pea. It was named The Hopeful, and its flavor text read, "It stands in the cold, fighting until the very end, and uncertain if what it's doing has a purpose. It can only hope." I proceeded to the zombie section of the almanac. There was a second Yeti after Dr. Zombos. It looked identical to the regular Yeti in appearance, but its name was White, and it had a different flavor text. It read, "Like any Yeti, White isn't there for brains. White knows the brains went outside. Shovel 7-2. I thought about what Shovel 7-2 could mean. My first thought was a level, but that couldn't be it because the game has only 5 areas. 5 stages, actually. My next thought was that it was instructing me to use the shovel on tile 7-2 and probably in the ice level. So I played the ice level again. I grabbed the shovel. Next, I counted 7 tiles right and 2 tiles down. As I clicked, I uncovered the most horrifying thing yet. I dug out a frozen body. It looked nothing like the game's zombies, but more like that of a real corpse. When I dug it up, it got close to the screen like an unlocked item as the eerie sound of cold wind played that replaced the usual victory jingle. It then showed me what I got, and the title and description of the frozen corpse read, "The Truth. He deserved to freeze." Unnerved enough, I closed the game and deleted this unreleased version of Plants vs. Zombies. It was just sick that the PNG of a real corpse would be found in something like this. That corpse though, it looked oddly familiar. The corpse looked like a male teenager who died in his bedroom with a plushie of the snow pea in his arms in our town last year. The newspaper article also mentioned that when they found his frozen body, his computer was on, which displayed a screen of snow peas on the ice level on the lawn. They spelled the word ice.